Today, the inaugural 2026 Supplier Matchmaking Expo will kick off at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. The event is co-hosted by the U.S. Small Business Administration and the National Association of Manufacturers, aiming to support President Trump's Made in America agenda. More than 800 small businesses and local suppliers will have the opportunity to meet with larger companies seeking production partners such as NASA, Boeing, Ford, Toyota. Joining me now is one of the manufacturers' president and CEO, Timmons. Kelly Loeffler, the U.S. Small Business Administrator, will be joining us momentarily. Jay, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us what to expect as President Trump has engineered an industrial revival here in America.
Well, Maria, you and I have been together at the Reagan Library. I was in your studio a couple weeks ago. I think you ought to come down here to the Charlotte Speedway, because what we're going to attempt to do is make sure that our economy is going full throttle as we match small businesses with larger manufacturers and, to your point, ensure that we have more things made in America.
Right. And so what specifically can we make in America that we're not making right now?
Well, that's a great question. So look, I think we have the capacity to do anything here in the United States. We just have to kind of decide exactly what is going to create the highest value. Certainly right now, we actually last night had the Assistant Secretary at the Pentagon, James Mismatch, who was talking about the need for us to really ramp up our military manufacturing might here in this country. We certainly have the capability of doing that. You're going to see a lot of folks here who can be a part of that supply chain, also the pharmaceutical supply chain for other industrials as well. I was here a couple of weeks ago, actually a day after you and I were together, in Charlotte, where I got to see the benefits of HR 1. We were at Ketchy Manufacturing, and Courtney Ketchy, who's the CEO of that company, had signs all over her plant showing which machines were able to be purchased because of the tax reforms of 2017 and 2025. You put that together with regulatory modernization and energy development, and then you start putting together small manufacturers who can actually contribute to the supply chain, and you've just got a supercharged economy.
Absolutely.
SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler has been all over the road for the last 57 weeks, I think, pointing out how we need to really strengthen and supercharge the power and the might of small manufacturers here in the United States.
And let me bring in Kelly right now. Kelly Loeffler joining us right now, U.S. Small Business Administrator. Kelly, thanks so much for being here this morning. And we're talking about the big expo today. And I just asked about the Made in America agenda and what's not being made in America that we need to be made in America. Tell us about the businesses that you've been speaking with and what you want to see happen here.
Yeah, Maria, this is all about strengthening America's industrial base. No one believes in the American industry like President Trump, the American worker. This is about a return to American strength, job creation, industries ranging from aerospace, defense, food manufacturing, energy, everything. And what we have seen as I've traveled across the country is that small manufacturers, which make up 98% of all manufacturers across this country, have seen that the president's policies, ranging from tax cuts, deregulation, fair trade, has been rocket fuel for them. We were at Coosa Steel together with the president a few weeks ago in Georgia. They've been able to double the number of shifts that they have. They're reshoring supply from China to create American jobs. This is the power of President Trump's economic agenda. It's working. You see it in the data, and I see it on the ground as I travel across the country.
And we're seeing it in the data. U.S. factory activity has expanded for the second straight month in February. That means jobs. We had a survey from the Institute for Supply Management showing the Purchasers Managing Index for manufacturing came in at 52.4, showing ongoing growth in the sector. I'm with Adam Johnson here, who is an investor who actually is looking at this from that side of things. Adam, jump in here.
Oh, thanks, Maria. Yeah, Kelly, I absolutely love the initiative and the ingenuity of what you're doing at the Speedway, bringing big companies together with small companies to help figure out what they can do together. How did this come together?
Well, we're so proud to partner with the National Association of Manufacturers to bring together large manufacturers like Ford, Siemens, Boeing, Lockheed, and many others, together with a half dozen federal agencies, and then nearly 900 small businesses. And this is the energy that we see on the ground, is that small manufacturers are seeing a ramp up in orders. You saw that in the ISM, both the services and the manufacturing data, 2 consecutive months of expansion. What's exciting about this is that's a forward-looking metric, as is the small business optimism that we see in the sector. 70% of companies expect revenue growth, half expect to expand. I've talked to manufacturers that expect to double. And we've seen the demand from large manufacturers that need their subcontractors, companies like Ford that use 5,000 small business manufacturers to help strengthen their supply chain. Those manufacturers need to be in America. Those are American jobs, and that's why we're so excited to host this event today in Charlotte.